This is Budget Yatra, Bangalore Edition, and when we talk about Bangalore, many sectors represent Bangalore, right from real estate, technology, semiconductor, defense, oil and energy, and many more. And today we are going to talk to industry leaders of real estate as well as oil energy sector. And with me today, I have Mr. Suresh Hari, Immediate Past Secretary, Kradai, Karnataka. I have Mr. Zaid Mohammed, Treasurer, Bangalore Realtors Association of India. And we also have Mr. Varuchi Mishra, Partner and Group CEO, Yatra Energy Transitions Enterprise Private Limited. Gentlemen, thank you so much for giving your time to ET Now. My first question to you, Suresh, sir. Real estate, as they say, is one of the backbone of the economy, and at the same time the upcycle in real estate trend is always there, but the immediate trend of real estate at times becomes contingent as well. Now, what do you think is the real estate sector expecting from budget 2026?
We have a lot to expect from the budget, as we are always, but we have to be also practical. One of the biggest challenge today we are facing is on the affordable house. The definition of affordable house was fixed long back, and we need to revisit this particular aspect because 60 and 90 square meters in the urban setup and the semi-urban setup is not a practical.
Completely agree and second the thought. In fact, I should say quite a rational and practical approach. Zaid, coming to you, again, expectations of real estate sector from budget 2026, but at the same time, when we talk about the challenges in real estate sector, tax benefits, home loan tax benefits. Do you think there is a need to revisit all of these sentiments?
See, what I personally feel is real estate sector, as Sureshji just mentioned to you, very important, but we need to look at other soft things on the real estate sector. You see, GST, all these things are important, but walkability to home, reaching the location, connectivity, this is what the government should work on. Green energy, making sure, recycling the same water. Also, another very important thing is, you see, once the apartment or a property is built, you see the property has to be maintained well. Now, there should be somewhere the government should give some kind of benefits to these properties which can be maintained well, and resaleability should be another factor. You see, people have to keep buying and selling. You see, today one would buy a home when one is just starting their career, but as they climb up the ladder, they would like to upscale and move on to a much, much better property. So in that sense, government should look at some, way where, some kind of a stamp duty is also, passed on to these people here at the end of the day.
Absolutely, I completely agree to it. And Mr. Varuchi, energy sector, another important and quite a complex sector, if I may say. And the sector, of course, will have expectations like every sector from budget 2026. So your take on the same, and what should budget 2026 prioritize to balance India's energy security with its clean energy transition goals, according to you?
One simple answer to that would be that the budget should focus on converting India into a gas economy long term. While you have crude oil, which is only in the ground, India has huge alternative sources of gas. So biogas, you could have gas, hydrogen, you could CO2, you could do coal gasification. So if you were to just look at it, India has roughly 500 million tons of waste, organic waste. Theoretically speaking, all of that could be converted into fungible hydrocarbons. And if 15% is the yield, you are talking about 75 million tons of hydrocarbons that you could have, which is 3 times the production of India. Therefore, it's important that we move towards the gas economy. So the budget needs to do that. About hydrogen, the infrastructure is already in place. So we talk a lot about infrastructure, but infrastructure is already in place. You look at the European hydrogen backbone. They're planning to have 30,000 kilometers of pipeline, of which 60 to 70% would be converted pipelines from the existing pipelines. India has roughly 25,000 kilometers of pipeline grid. If we were to put 5% hydrogen into this grid, you will have reduced your LNG or gas imports by 5%. And that is $2 billion, 2 to 3 billion forex outgo. Therefore, all I can say is the budget needs to enable gas economy.
It was quite an insightful number-backed statistics which you did give. But then, since we have paucity of time, I just want to ask one common question to all three of you experts as to what one decision should the government take in Budget 2026 which will impact your sector. And Mr. Suresh Ari, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I have to talk about the local. Metro is one of the connectivity that is very important. By 26 end, if all the metro connectivity is fully operational, the displacement of people from the core area to the peripheral areas will be easier, which will enhance their mobility, which will enhance their productivity, and spread of your utilizable resources of the community being properly utilized. Otherwise, centering them all in the cluster is more a burden for the city economy. So I think that is something which the mobility is important factor for us.
Well explained, sir. Zayed, what would you say?
So I would personally say that, the classification should be very, very clearly defined. You see, luxury home and mid kind of housing. So there is a difference. So government has to accept the fact and give those benefits across the board. You see, what luxury housing can add a lot more to taxation. So those benefits can be passed on to the marginalized homes. Look at, locations, and even urbanization also. You see, different cities have to be looked differently because every city can't be the same. So you can't have the same yardstick at all cities. So we have to get this in a much, much broader way. And government has to start incentivizing, other sectors apart from just directly to the real estate. There's so many supporting sectors.
Subsectors.
So that will also make a lot of difference, you see.
Yeah, that's a very important point which you did touch base. The connecting sectors when we talk about real estate, for that matter, cement, home decor, so many subsectors, and in particular when we talk about real estate also, we have the commercial as well as the residential real estate. It's a lot to take into consideration. Mr. Barochi, what will be your thoughts?
About what?
Just one decision the government should take in Budget 2026 which will impact your sector.
I think the government should get its regulations very clearly sorted about carbon pricing. Carbon capture and sequestration will keep our use of fossil fuels clean because we are one of the most impacted countries as far as climate change is concerned. So if we can use some support from the budget from the government, $30, $40 per ton of CO2, then we are in a huge place to have reduced the impact of climate because we can lay hubs for CCUS, carbon capture and sequestration. So that area needs to be really well understood and acted upon.
Well, thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining with us and talking on all of these important sectors. And I'm sure the voice will reach at places than we think. It's the budget 2026 and all of the sectors are very important to the government. And now we are talking about what are the expectations of these sectors. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Yeah.